Chinese culture is one of the great ancient cultures of the world, and the languages spoken there make up the Sinitic language family, which in turn is part of the Sino-Tibetan language family. Even though Chinese and Spanish have nothing to do with each other, an interaction between these two languages has been scarce. There are some words in Spanish that you might not know actually have their origin in Chinese, and we will look at them next. Number 1. Charol. Charol refers to a very glossy varnish that adheres perfectly to the surface of the body it is applied to, giving it an outstanding and waterproof shine, and it is frequently used in both men's and women's footwear. The word Charol was introduced into Spanish through the Portuguese charon, which was an adaptation the Portuguese made from Chinese, Ziliang, which in the Cantonese version is pronounced where it means lacquer or varnish and means material. So it literally translates as material with lacquer. From this comes the verb charolar, which means to apply lacquer to a surface. Number 2, tea. Tea as the name for certain aromatic herbs prepared as an infusion that we know as tea, comes from this Chinese character, which varies in pronunciation depending on the region of China where it is spoken. The tea, which was shipped from the southern ports of China, especially in the Minnan region, acquired the particular pronunciation of this Chinese variant, tea, and it was reflected in most of the ports of Central and Western Europe, Southern India, Southeast Asia, island regions, and Southern Africa. Meanwhile, the tea that was sent in large caravans overland acquired the Mandarin Chinese pronunciation, and this is reflected in the languages of most countries in continental Asia, North Africa, and Eastern Europe. Number 3, ketchup. At first, you might think it's an Anglicism since it's the most common way in English to refer to the tomato sauce seasoned with vinegar, sugar, and spices. But actually, this word might come from Cantonese Chinese, which literally means tomato juice, and it's included as ketchup in Spanish language dictionaries. However, there's another theory. Another theory says that this word comes from the Amoy dialect, spoken in the city of Xiamen, which means pickled fish sauce. Number 4, typhoon. A typhoon is defined as a tropical cyclone that develops when the surface of the sea is heated in the so-called northwestern Pacific Basin. Basically, it's the same as a hurricane, except that the latter is what it's called when it forms in the Atlantic Ocean or northeastern Pacific. One of the theories about the origin of the word typhoon points to Mandarin Chinese, which means strong wind, which is what these terrifying winds really are. And then it would pass into English as, and finally from there into Spanish as Typhoon. Number 5. Chin chin. If you like social events where a customary toast is made, you'll know the expression chin chin, and it's not an onomatopoeia of the clinking of glasses, but actually has its origin in Mandarin Chinese, and it's hardly used since it means please, please. And it's what the host would say at a gathering when inviting the guests to empty their glasses. Number. It's interesting to point out that this expression is no longer used by the Chinese nowadays. Instead, they say it means dry glass. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to get notified about new videos. Number 6. Litchi. The Litchi chinensis, commonly known as litchi or litchi, is a tropical fruit tree native to southern China. Its fruit has a fleshy, sweet, whitish pulp and is considered exquisite, and it is becoming increasingly well known around the world, as it is highly sought after for making refreshing drinks, cocktails, or desserts. This word has come to us directly from the Chinese lychee, which literally translates to lychee tree. So when you order a lychee drink, you're almost speaking directly in Chinese. Number 7. Ginseng. In Spanish, we use the word ginseng to refer to this herbaceous plant with a fleshy root, which has been attributed medicinal properties such as being an effective anti-stress, anti-fatigue, improving memory, and having an anabolic effect, among others, and it is marketed in numerous pharmaceutical products and nutritional supplements. The word ginseng comes from the Chinese genshin, and it is believed that the pronunciation in its Cantonese version, ginseng, was the one that later spread to English and then to Spanish. Number 8. Wok. The word wok comes from Cantonese Chinese, and it's a pan with a rounded bottom, usually made of steel or cast iron, that is often used for stir-frying food through repetitive movements called wok hei, which means the breath of the wok, the food retains its flavor and aroma intact. It is believed that the modern wok evolved in China during the Ming Dynasty between the years 1368 and 1644. The wok is used throughout Southeast Asia, and besides stir-frying food, it can also be used for frying or steaming. Number 9. Feng Shui. Feng Shui is a philosophy that originated in China more than 3,000 years ago. It is made up directly of the characters feng, which means wind, and shui, which means water. The feng shui technique seeks to balance a person's vital energy, or qi, through the arrangement, decoration, and orientation of the spaces where daily activities take place. Starting from the era of Imperial China, feng shui became exclusively used by the upper classes of society. They applied its principles in the construction of palaces and tombs. However, once the Republic began, this philosophy was banned. For this reason, the current centers of feng shui distribution are not in China, but in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Malaysia. Thus, this practice became popular in the last decade of the 20th century, spreading throughout the world. Number 10. Shar. If you like canines, you probably know this breed. The Shar is a breed of dog originating from southern China, dating back as far as the 3rd century before Christ. Originally, it was used as a tomb guardian, later as a defense dog in dog fights, and finally as a pet. It was also the animal symbol of the Han Dynasty, and its name comes from the Chinese Sha Pei Go, which literally means sand skin, due to the texture and color of its skin. And as a curious fact, in 1978 they were named the rarest dog breed in the world by Time in the Guinness Book of Records. And that's all for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this channel. I also invite you to turn on the notification bell so you'll know when there's a new video. See you soon.